Hey there, YouTube fam. How's it going? Let's do another all signs general tarot reading. That's a community read. You know the drill. If it's not resonating, that's okay. At the very least, may you be entertained, because I just want to chill. I just want to chill out with you and dig some positive vibes and share some words of encouragement. Either way, we're just going to play with some tarot while we do that, okay? Thank you so much for joining me. Let's get into it. Okie dokie. If you haven't caught on, I am a bit silly, so you've been warned. Let's see. I've already pre-shuffled, but I like to cut the decks with you. So let's begin with the archetypes. And I'm cutting it in 3, pulling the middle to the top. Let's go. The card is the Bardo. Look at all those skulls and things. Yeah, right? I always think of, like, in certain video games or whatever. Am I thinking of, not Baldur's Gate, the other B. Oh my goodness, they have like the witch doctor and all of that. What in the, oh my god, that's not a B word. That's a D, isn't it? Diablo. There's definitely a B in that word. You can't, like, there's a B, all right? It counts. But like the belt, I'm thinking of like the belt or whatever for like the witch doctor, which probably isn't even that game. It's probably a different game. Listen. I'm not only silly, I really am good at babbling too. So this on the bottom, hello, on the bottom is the village. Interesting pairing there, the Bardo and the village. Let's see what the book has to say about the Bardo, because otherwise, you know, let's reel me in a little bit, just a little bit. Good luck. So it is said that the Bardo is a place between this life and the next, a liminal realm through which souls pass. Envisioning this inherently mysterious space creates the potential for us to rise above the concerns of this world and see our relationships through a cosmic and timeless lens. We may receive messages from those who are no longer with us, or see visions of lives not yet lived. In the Bardo, there is potential to forgive the unforgivable, to say the unsaid, to see the unseen, and love the unloved, to let go of all the things that cause us pain. The Bardo suspends us in its spaciousness for just long enough to open us to higher wisdom. Its energy does not belong to Earth as we know it, but rather to the cosmic network of which we are a single thread. Reading that is reminding me of how there are those who believe that we're not only just connected by like our souls, our consciousness, our shining lights and being stardust together and all of that, right? It is like some envision those like threads of fatiness about it, right? As if we're basically all covered. I'm right here with you if this imagery kind of messes with you, but like spider webs. If you dig the arachnids, cool. I'm not here to tell you nah, but you know what I mean? It's more like that silken thread that's actually linking us all together in our energy and such like that. And so that's what came to mind reading that. This is for those, as far as I'm concerned, it's right up there with the High Priestess card. Your intuition, but that guidance that you receive from the divine universe, from spirit, from your ancestors, whichever applies for you, right? And so this is kind of telling me, I'm feeling like this is speaking to someone who is in the process and recognizing that it's time to move on from everything that they've known, what they thought life was supposed to be, that's this transition that this person is going through, recognizing like, oh, these are gifts, like this is real. I don't need, I mean, we all kind of need a therapist sometimes, you know what I'm saying, but like, you know, like this is really happening. These are gifts of mine, whether you want to refer to it as clairvoyant, clairaudient, cognizant, right, like telepathy and such. There are things that you've been experiencing that are really helping you, like now more than ever. And I feel like this is a running theme with my readings. You're recognizing that this is you. This is a part of you. And while maybe you haven't had anyone that you've known in your life, you don't have living ancestors to help you be able to understand what you're going through. Like maybe they did. Or, you know, like there isn't really anyone in your life, and anyone who may have been in your life was a bit fraudulent about it, right? Kitty sneeze. Or was that indignation? If that makes any sense. Let's see what else we get with the Believe in Your Own Magic Oracle deck. Swim away from the situation, the shark card. Okay, the bottom. So this tends to speak of essentially being in a dangerous position, but I love sharks. I may not dig the arachnids. I may not like spiders. I'm fine with the dang scorpions. They're just vibing. But spiders are bullies. Moving on. This is my house. Moving on. So I really dig sharks. Sharks are just going to shark. I know the same apply. I know, fam. But sharks are in the water, man. Like, what? They're just fine. So, but this is like, there's someone in your life. They refer to this card as the reversed Lovers card in General Tarot and like the actual tarot deck, right? There is someone in your life who is toxic, who is, maybe they're underhanded, they're shady, they're deceiving you. They're not here to love and help and take care of you. They're here to take. They're here to hurt. They enjoy it. That's their path. That's who they are after everything that they've been through, right? And that's ultimately what we're dealing with everybody else. It's just different people on different paths at different points in their paths, right? Theirs sucks right about now. Swim away. And on the other side, in case we haven't gotten it, is make a change, right? So the deal with the Village card, which is what was on the bottom of the archetypes, is that speaking of leaving everything you've ever known, like you're comfortable there, even if like the walls are too, you know what I mean? You need a bigger pond, you need a lake, you need the freaking ocean right about now, right? And it's time to go. But you always have it to return to, and you know that. And it doesn't need to be quite as scary. It doesn't need to seem so final. You know what I mean? Like absolute closure with it. It's okay because you do have reasons to come back eventually, right? There are still people you care about that you're going to keep in touch with. So if you're literally moving away or you're considering it, this is kind of like a gentle, like, if you know it's time, if you feel like it's time, then for you, it's time. And they're going to need to understand that it's not their lives, it's your life, okay? And if they love you, they will continue supporting you wherever the heck you are. And they'll be there when you're ready to come back, okay? You are being led away to new things, new changes, whether it's cutting your hair or moving. Whatever's actually resonating with you, whatever feels right? Because I feel like with these, all we're doing is confirming for you, telling you what you already know, and maybe giving you a different perspective, right? Maybe it just feels good to hear somebody else say what you've been contemplating. It's like, okay, that's real. This is a thing. Fuck yeah, it is. Let's see if we can get some clarification with the tarot. I like to think of tarot as a story, with these being like the prologue, right? So what's chapter 1? The Queen of Wands. Oh yeah, the Witch of the Tarot has arrived. She's right on par with the Magician as far as I'm concerned, right? The King and Queen of Wands, they're like phoenixes. They are not kicking off any ashes. That's in the past. That's already over and done with. They've moved on, and nothing can touch them now. They are so wise and accepting. You know, one of the running themes that we've been talking about here on this channel is being able to recognize where people are in their journey without judgment, right? The wands are passion, creativity, courage, resiliency, right? That's fire. But some of these wand cards also bring in the element of air. You know, stoke those flames a little bit, you know, perform some alchemy. And the Queen and King of Wands have golden thrones. So that's why I have it one of the many, among the many reasons why I tend to compare her with the Magician card, right? But with the Queens, we speak on more compassion and nurturing, right? More intuition and such. So this is chapter 2. Is the Five of Cups. And the way I'm putting things down in front of me, that's coming up right underneath that shark card. It feels like this want for something specific and having to recognize that someone is not capable of fulfilling that for you. And it's like, but no booty, all right? No booty. We're moving on. Because there are 2 cups behind them, right? If only they could turn around. Now, right now, I feel the urge to remind you of one of the best things about the color black. In like esoteric terms. I mention it a lot. It is a color of protection. So, there's so much happening in this card of mourning and depression and, you know, if we want to get flippant about it, crying over spilled milk, depending on what's going on. And that's the flowing of water nearby, right? And there's a bridge. They can go right on back home, go back into town. They have ways of moving on. And the 2 cups behind, the reason why I pointed that out is because the 2 of Cups is the starting of the entire suit. It's trying to like show that it's time to move on. It's time to move past, right? Which is just life in general for so many of us these days, right? Figuring out what that means for us and really truly learning those lessons from the past so we can get the heck off the ride already, right? We can get out of these loops, these you know, that feeling, that urge to self-imprison ourselves or whatever the heck, like thinking that we need to atone for anything, just generally speaking, right? And it's just not necessary. Anything that could have is in the past, but this feels like whatever's been bringing you down doesn't deserve you, right? Like I said, again, that's lining up with the shark card. I find it very interesting that that's the card that came up. Like the freaking Queen of Wands is underneath the Bardo. You know what I mean? Like I love the way these line up when I draw these cards. So what's coming up in chapter 3? The 4 of Cups. Well, I mean, at least we're moving on, right? But it feels like the reason why I said that came out off the cuff was kind of like progress. Even if it's baby steps, progress, right? Just watch out for empathy, or not empathy, but apathy, right? This person is so hyper-focused on the cups in front of them. I like to say things like, okay, well, ABC eventually gets us to XYZ, right? So if I do these things, as I have these specific ideas, and I'm stuck here, right? With this 4 of freaking cups and just going. I got my 3, Garcon. You know what I mean? Like expecting things to be a certain way. So much so that you're unable to recognize that you're being handed gifts by the divine, like daily. And if you're open to it, that card's coming up kind of between the shark and the sword card. If only we could get out of our own dang ways. Right? Like, I keep saying it because I mean it. There's a big difference between knowing what you want and knowing you have every right to it and you deserve it, but also being open for more. More than you could have ever dreamed of. Better than you could have ever imagined, right? Leaving that elbow room for the divine to pleasantly, oh so pleasantly surprise you. Most people don't like surprises because it tends to mean your tire just blew out on the highway in the middle of rush hour, right? Like freaking Murphy's Law and shit. But what about those wonderful moments when it's such a pleasant surprise and you're like, oh my God, you know? Like if you shut yourself down so that your world is so small and you can only see the tip of your nose, you're incapable of looking beyond it. You're missing a lot of important shit. A lot of unimportant shit too. Sure, yeah, I'll give you that. But things that could be better than you ever imagined. So you just make sure that in your healing process, you're leaving that wiggle room. You're showing that grace also to yourself. Okay? What's next? What's chapter 4? It's the 10 of Wands. So close. You are so tired and burned out. But you're so close. This isn't the time to give up. This is the final push and the ending of a cycle. The 10s are a completion of the cycle, right? It's almost time for that queen status, right? This is about making sure that you're not putting too much on your shoulders, right? Know how to delegate. We got royalty out here, know how to delegate. Learn how to set healthy boundaries and respect them yourself. Don't be so worried about what other people are doing. You got your own thing going on, right? You can help others, but then if you're not taking care of yourself, then you're not so much helping others as causing your own burnout, torturing yourself. For why? To please others? How's that made you feel? Right? For some of us, it's so easy to be caregivers and to put others first, especially when we're trying to distract ourselves and disassociate. So just be careful. I feel like you're getting some friendly heads up and warnings. All of us, I'm sharing these readings, so I'm right here with you. I feel like we're getting friendly warnings to listen to our instincts, like we're fine-tuning them. So please listen to them, right? We're doing all this work. So don't just be a freight train, unable to make adjustments and such. I feel like it's extremely important for you to keep in mind that it's time to, maybe it's time for some kind of adjustment, some kind of something, right? Because you're being told, you're being warned to like move on. Whatever, with going all the way back to that village card, whatever it is that may still be tying you to that home, it's not going anywhere. That bond, those people, maybe they're going to move. I don't know. Maybe you'll inspire them. You know what I mean? And if not, that's okay too. They can stay there. That's their choice. But it's like I'm feeling a form of stagnant, like that kind of vibe, right? Like choosing things because you're factoring in other people. And it's much different because it's out of love and respect. Like if you're married, but say, you know, you want to continue your military career, even though you know your family would really like to not only stay in one place for much longer, but have you around, just as an example, right? But, you know, if I feel like there are people who someone's worried about their reactions to something, and it's like there's those where they have their path and they're doing their thing, and that includes staying wherever the heck while you move on. But there are also those who ultimately they love you, and choices were made. So why would they abandon you, right? And that, like the Six of Pentacles, which hasn't shown up, but apparently we'll see now, with that give and receive, not give and take, give and receive. And maybe you just don't have people around you right now who are matching that vibe. And that's why. But like, I feel like I'm trying to over-explain because I'm worried that I'm not saying it the right way. But ultimately, I really do also, like, you already know what I'm talking about. If this is confirmations and shit, you know what I'm talking about. What's coming up underneath the Queen of Wands is the Page of Cups. Okay, now that you've been through all of that and you've survived and come out the other side, this side's fun. It's way more fun over here. We got cookies. There is no light, dark over here. We're like, oh man, that singularity. We're above that shit, right? It's a reminder to enjoy your life. Have some fun. Be playful. Get back in touch with that inner child. What are you, like, maybe now is not the doom and gloom time. It's not the time for, you know, serious crap, dude. It's time to chill, damn it. What's coming up underneath that Five of Cups? Three of Wands. Okay. We officially have 3, 4, 5. Let me draw out the last couple cards. I see. Oh, damn. Okay, I got it. I got it. Have you been recognizing that that's what was going on? And you've been putting in the work to move on from that? Or work to be able to move away, to be able to afford a new place in a new town, or whatever the heck, right? Is that top row of 4 cards past tense? The 5 of Cups, the 4 of Cups, the 10 of Wands, is that all past tense? And you've been sitting here like, can we move on? Because at the bottom, under the Queen of Wands, we have the Page of Cups. And under the 5 of Cups, we have the 3 of Wands. And under the 4 of Cups, we have the freaking World, fam. Just putting some titties up on YouTube. Hey! Sorry, that was probably really loud out of nowhere. And underneath the 10 of Cups is the 10 of Wands is the Ace of Cups. Fam, the World is the winning card. It's the final of the major arcana, which a lot of people tend to refer to as the Fool's Journey. Right? It's been through anything and everything. She's right up there with the Queen and King of Wands. Been there, done that, won. Whole dang thing. Nailed it. You know what I mean? And the Ace of Cups? Are you kidding me? Coming up underneath the freaking 10 of Wands. Hey! Well then, this next chapter looks beautiful. Are you kidding me right now? So the 3 of Wands coming up underneath the 5 of Cups. The 3 of Wands is about expansion and growth. Now that we got this figured out, oh hey, there's a bridge. What's beyond the bridge? A town? Cool. What's beyond the town? You know what? Bring me that horizon. Let's go. Right? So either you're expanding a business overseas, or something. Maybe you're expanding a family. I don't know, but there's expansion and growth coming up. And this is all from your hard work, figuring things out, working out the kinks within yourself, not sexually. I don't mean sexually this time, but you know, and remembering how to breathe. Now that you've been through so much and you've grown and evolved, right? Touching back into the Bardo and such, right? This has really been helping you. I really feel like I'm just confirming for someone. So just, it's not like this is the completely wrong idea. Get your ducks in a row, cross your T's, dot your I's. Yes. But don't sit there wondering when the heck are these manifestations coming in? When, you know, what is it that I'm going to do right? When am I not going to fail? That way of thinking is only shooting yourself in the foot, my friend. And it's starting to look like Swiss cheese if you keep that up, right? This is recognizing when you need to make those shifts and changes and finish it. Get it done. And breathe. Because it's all for the greater good. The cups aren't just about, this isn't just about new love coming into your life. Vibe, match and vibe and all that. It's creativity, which is right up there with the wands. That passion and creativity and drive, focus, right? It's no pentacles. Interesting. What's the epilogue to this tale? Well, okay then. That's 2 10s on the board. I kept thinking this has been a painful cycle. But I was looking at the 10 of Wands, and that's still rough. But this speaks of pain and a lot of betrayal, right? A lot of craps. There's literally knives in this person's back. 10 of them. The problem with this is we're back to the black, but this is the kind of stereotypical black, right? That black, thick background going on there. Dark night of the soul, depression. At least one of those swords is self-inflicted. This is speaking on a lot of pain. And I feel like the fact that there's 2 10s on the table and it's coming up after the Ace of Cups, after the Page of Cups, the 3 of Wands, the World, and the Ace of Cups that came up underneath the 10 of Wands. It's that reminder of, hey, things can only get better. Because what's my favorite thing about this card if you're returning? Here comes the sun. Do, 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 do. Right? It's a new day. Yes, it is. And that's what this kind of shit is about. That's what this vibe is don't have such expectations. Don't have such concrete ideas. Know what you want and trust that you're not only deserving of everything that you want, but you're deserving of 1,000 times better, right? Whether you can imagine it or not. Okay? And that there's always, what's that quote? Every night, like there's always a new dawn. The darkest night. What is that? You know what I'm talking about, right? Always remember that. It's making me think of Buffy. What's on the bottom? The 5 of frickin' Pentacles. There's the frickin' Pentacles, fam. And it's the 5. So that means we have 2 5s. Bardo is 50. That shark card is 35. 2 5s and 2 10s, baby. But we also have the 3 4 5 action going on, that chronological order, reminding you that everything happens in divine timing. Everything, like I don't believe in coincidence anymore. I really don't. The 5 of Pentacles speaks of lack. This idea and focus on what you're lacking. It's kind of on par with the 4 of Cups in a way. But my favorite thing about this one is that they're still in motion. They haven't sat down under what looks like a stained glass window. They're still moving, even with crutches and seemingly no shoes, right? They keep moving forward. And honestly, what do sharks do? They keep swimming, right? That's how they breathe. So change is difficult. Change can be awkward. And what is that? I just feel like trust yourself. You just needed to be reminded to trust yourself. There's change happening that you've been enabling. Just keep going. Keep going. That's the main message of this reading. Keep going. Please keep going. It's all working out. Thumbnail. Of the titties. Oh my God, I got to figure that out. Okay. Anyway, what are the extra notes? Damn it, YouTube. Why am I doing this? I've already shuffled, but apparently the vibe has changed, and now I got to shuffle these up some more. Oh my goodness. I just start babbling, don't I, fam? Fuck yeah, I do. It's because I get nervous. I'm actually really shy. It's okay. It's true. And then I hit record and my brain kind of drops out of my butt, but whatever. I also get to edit it. Okay. Oop, oop. There we go. I love how that's badass staring at me. But let's go ahead and cut the deck. We have some cards that apparently want to be seen. There's quite a few of them. Hashtag soon. I love this card. Heck yeah, I quote that Smith song. Maybe feeling as though you've been waiting half an eternity, but that just means you're even closer. You're closer than ever before. I'm not wrong. Hey-o. Right? Hashtag soon. And then put away your laundry before judging me, Kay. Thanks. Someone's trying, I feel like my eyes immediately went to the shark card. Someone's trying to, I just need to calm down. Oh, but I can. Period. Period, fam. Is that what you've been realizing? Oh, but I can, right? And then you have someone's attention. But this is like, hey-oh. This is, yay. But also, quicksand. It is not quite what you think it is, right? So feelings-wise, it feels worse than it is emotionally. But be careful with those assumptions, okay? I feel like there's someone who's been trying to get in there that has no business being welcomed in there, but there's someone else. You know, it's almost like a test. I don't believe in tests. I think that if you learn, then you live like it. But if you trust yourself and you're connected the way you are, then just continue trusting yourself and know that it is a gift. It may not look or seem exactly like you expect, but it's not actually going to give you red flags. It's going to make sure you're paying attention. And what would I have drawn if I'd been allowed to? Read the fine print and or read between the lines. Snake is snake. There may be someone trying to pull something over on you. And wounded warrior. There we go. There's that wands energy, that royalty. And on the bottom is wounded healer. Are you kidding me? We pulled both wounded warrior and wounded healer in the same dang reading. Wow. I've only seen that one other time since I wrote these out. Only one other time. Nice, fam. Nice, fam. That usually means, like, think about the ways that we help people. How best to be able to help people who are going through things you've been through than to know what they're going through, right? How best to help people and to tap into certain energy without having been there yourself. A lot of those who are on the shaman's path have their own near-death experiences. A lot of people who are meant to be healers and such have had times in their life when they were the ones being taken to the emergency room. So if anything, I hope you're okay. But that can also... The thing about this Ten of Swords for me is the swords are the mind. And there may be things going on or that have gone on with you that others don't even realize is happening. They may have a tendency of underestimating you or just making incorrect assumptions and insulting your intelligence or something, right? It can be very internal. So I don't know if that's something you've considered may be your path. And this is just confirmation for that. I'm guessing so, considering they both just freaking showed up. But just because nobody else knows, they have no idea, that's never going to change that these are your experiences. That this is you, your heart, your mind, and your soul. Maybe you haven't had anyone around to be able to help you with your path, your shamanic path, whatever your personal path may be. But that doesn't mean you're wrong. It doesn't mean that you deserve to be battling imposter syndrome. You know who you are. Nobody else can tell you who that is. They should be sitting back and listening to you and accepting you for who you are. That's what, right? Darn tootin', fam. Aw, fam, you've got this. Right now, just follow through. Just follow through, fam. I'm going to keep reminding you of that as long as you need me to, okay? Thank you so much for joining me. Thank you for keeping me company. I really hope this helped with at least some perspective and confirmation and all that good. You are not alone. I think you know that. You are not alone. What if the type of friendship and relationships, what you've been needing for a while now from other people, humans just simply aren't capable of. This human realm just simply isn't capable of. But you have that. You already have that bond. So just keep doing your thing, fam. Keep doing your thing. The order, man, the order. And keep going, okay? Keep right on going because you've got it. You're on the right path. You're doing the thing. You're growing, you're learning, you're moving on, right? Hey, rise up this morning, smile with the rising sun. Sorry, I usually do it silly because I was a nanny and that's how I woke him up. Singing Three Little Birds, so I don't do it like a normal person. I'm sorry. Moving on. Thank you so much, and always remember that I love you.